Evening, Questers. I'm excited to drop in with you tonight and to just suss out this little situation we got going on here in our quest for the Cauldron of Dagda. We know that when we're requesting for the Cauldron of Dagda, we're looking to come to that place of healing, integration, empowerment in our lives, restoration. It's for those life-giving waters to pour back into us and nurture us, strengthen us, fortify us as we prepare for the next journey ahead, which will be our fourth quest for the fourth jewel and final jewel of the Tuatha De Danann, which is, of course, LIABILITY, the stone of destiny. And it's interesting, of course, right as we get close to the point where we're just getting a little restored, we're getting, strengthened, we're getting fortified, we're preparing ourselves for the final leg of a journey. That's when we have, this interfering energy that wants to come in, this interloper energy. It first appeared last week is when it first introduced itself. It felt more singular at that time, I have to tell you, okay? And just in sussing out the energy, I got that, it was sort of doing surveillance, I guess you would say, like checking out the scene, just trying to suss out how to crack the code. That's what I got. Whoever this is, whoever this interloper is, and it's playing out in your life, this wants to come out as a crossing influence, so I'm going to take it. I'm working with the Arcane Bullshit Oracle. For this read, we'll also be pulling out, a whole mix of cards. It's a wild card read. I just saw in the split of the deck, half price hot wings. So that gives you a clue as to who this interloper may be. You may be dealing with somebody that's a side piece, okay? A side piece that's wanting to get some intel on you. The side piece that's wanting to do some surveillance, right? This is what's coming through. It felt singular at first, okay, when this energy first came in last week, and it felt more like just trying to figure out how to crack the code. That's what I got. They're trying to crack the code. For some of you, they're trying to crack the code on your phone. They're trying to crack the code. They're trying to get the passwords to your accounts. They're trying to do some serious intel. Whoever this person is, it's very persistent, okay? It's very, very persistent. It's also an energy that is familiar to you. It was pretty wild, though, because while it initially came in as more of a singular energy, it's almost like it was just sort of to do this little detail work, just kind of seeing if they could crack the code. That's what I got. It's somebody who wants access to you. They want access to information about you. They know it's not appropriate, though. They know it's not their place. They know that they're moving sideways and doing this. They know that they're putting their nose in affairs where it does not belong. This person has been warned. This is somebody you've put boundary lines down around. You've made it clear that they are not to cross a certain line. This person is crossing lines. This person is absolutely doing a lot of this. Online technology is involved with this, for sure, okay? For sure. That's very front and center. But what's interesting is the other night when I was bringing up the space, the ritual space that I've been calling up since we started this process, and it's been building, as it's built, it's like there's been more curiosity, There's a little curiosity, week 2, I started to notice this energy kind of like hanging around the periphery. So somebody is feeling that you're going through a shift in your life. Somebody is noticing that you got some plans and maybe they're not part of those plans, or maybe you're not talking to them about those plans. And so there's a curiosity there, okay? They're kind of like checking things out. This is live, so I just put on comments, welcome. So this person is trying to like crack the code, they're trying to figure out what's going on because they feel like you got some plans and those plans don't include them, but they want to have control of the situation. It's got big like damage control vibes too. Like, I don't know, like somebody feels like they're about to be outed or something, or they're about to get caught up in their own BS. because of that, it's sort of like they're trying to cut to the chase. They're trying to get like the inside scoop. They want to know what's going on. And for those of you who are on a path, you know, where you work with alchemy work, where you do ritual, this is part of your spirituality. This person's trying to crack your code. They want to know how your magic works. They want to know how to get around your warding on the realm. I can say just on behalf of me and the energy that was trying to court into the space when I was calling it up, that there's no way that this energy is going to be able to crack this code. Because the space that I call up is totally informed by my roots. And, you know, you either got the roots or you don't. And if you don't got the roots, then you can't crack this code. That's the way it works, you know? I never do the same thing twice either. And I recommend that, okay? If you're a person who kind of has like a set way of going about calling up, you know, your protective space, or a set way that you do your shielding, and you've gotten kind of lazy with it and sort of formulaic. Hello, good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. If you've gotten kind of formulaic with it and you are feeling like your boundaries have become a little permeable, your energetic boundaries, it's probably because you keep doing the same thing, okay? So if you've been feeling like your energetic boundaries been breached recently because you got somebody who's kind of like poking around in your auric field, somebody who's curious about you, somebody who feels like they should have energetic access to you, or you feel outside energy pulling on you, then it might be wise to start doing different shielding. It might be wise to cloak your energy, okay? And how do you cloak your energy? I mean, that's different for each individual. And it's better if you don't talk about it, okay? It's better if you do create your own method of doing that. But I'll just give some examples just so it can kind of give you an idea. You could wrap yourself in the black night sky during dark moon. You know what I'm saying? You could call up the visualization of that in your mind's eye and wrap yourself in that cover of night so that you can't be seen. You could put a smoke screen around you. All right. These are a couple different ideas you could play with. And naturally, you can see that when we're working with creative brain, which we always are, anytime we're doing any kind of spiritual work, journeying work, visioning work, any kind of meditative work, or any kind of ritual, we're stepping into that aspect of our consciousness where it's a creative play space. So there's really no limitation to what you could do as far as how you draw up your shielding. You could put yourself in the belly of a whale if you wanted to and dive down into the deepest part of the sea. Ah, you were reading my mind with how to cloak. Okay, yeah. It's something that can be very beneficial, and I actually recommend it right now, just with the energies in play, especially with what's going to be coming up tomorrow. Today is actually a very fortunate day, so if you've been feeling this, okay, if you've been feeling this interloper energy, like you feel like somebody's energy poking around in your space, like invading your boundaries, or just trying to draw off of you, you know, like it's got like okay, it wanted to come out. I got succubus. I don't know why, but I got like this succubus energy. To me, it feels like a side piece. I have to be honest with you. It feels like somebody's side piece is like trying to do intel. So, Miriam, I don't know if you have like somebody around you who is maybe involved with somebody that you used to be involved with, or involved with somebody that you're currently involved with, like used to be an ex or whatever, you know. Oh, you're already on the 21st. Okay, so it might be still following, then it should still be following the next day for you, I believe, Miriam. Tomorrow will be when you're going to have Mercury square Pluto. That's when we move into a tough aspect. Today would be a good day for you to drop in and really like get your spiritual guidance, okay, with Mercury Cazimi going on right now. That's when Mercury is conjunct the sun. It's a benevolent influence. It actually allows a lot to be illuminated. It allows inspiration to come in. It allows you to get access to information, guidance, spiritual guidance. It's also a day when you might notice like spiritual guidance coming in your environment. You overhear a certain conversation or you find certain synchronicities popping up. Okay, so pay attention to what comes in today because it's meant to kind of give you some guidance about how to move forward on your path. Tomorrow is the day we need to be aware of. So now is a good time to know about cloaking because tomorrow we're going to have Mercury square Pluto. And this is significant because it means there's going to be a lot of shadow elements coming to the forefront, all right? I mean, Pluto is, you know, planetarily associated with Hades. So that gives you a clue about the kind of action going on. And this square is a difficult aspect. It's a hard aspect, all right? So there's going to be a lot of shadow material surfacing. There's going to be a lot of people acting out of that nature, you know, just acting out of their lower selves. There's going to be a lot of kind of addictive qualities coming forward, ways that we sabotage ourselves. Also, people just behaving badly, people dancing with the devil in the pale moonlight, okay? Toxic behaviors, things that are oppressive, things we need to overcome, places where power is out of balance. This is everything coming in tomorrow. It's like, today you get a little illumination. Today you can get some guidance. Today you can get a little synchronicity coming in. So if you are dealing with something, you're navigating something, or like you were saying, you've been feeling this, like energy's been kind of rough. A lot of people have been talking about this, okay? We also have to remember we're sandwiched in eclipses right now. We started this out with a solar eclipse with the new moon that came in Libra on the 14th. And then we have a full moon that's going to be the final lunar eclipse of this year that's coming in on the 28th in the sign of Taurus, all right? So it's very significant. We're closing up a huge karmic learning cycle right now. And yeah, there's grabby energy out there. There is. There's hungry ghosts out there. There's incubus, succubus energy out there right now, like on the real. I'm picking up feminine as sort of the main centerpiece of this interloper energy, okay? Well, Marion, you know, I mean, I don't know if sleeping until next week will really help, to be honest with you. I mean, we are in the final stages of the age of the Kali Yuga, so we got until the middle of 2025 before we start to move into that positive energy. Oh, you're Taurus, okay. Well, then you're really going to be feeling this. You're wrapping up a really important karmic cycle, Taurus. Tauruses are, you know, they're kind of dealing with some stuff right now because there's a lot that's sort of like being released, let go, integrated, and also coming to a culmination point at their life. It's sort of like this interesting divide for you all where it's like you simultaneously kind of got a foot in your past and a foot in the future, right? Like there's all this new stuff that wants to birth forward for you guys, but at the same time there's messy stuff, there's stuff that's like left undone, there's loose times and things you need to like close off that are still lingering from the past. Yeah, well, I mean, Taurus was in the North Node position last year. And then, you know, when the nodes of destiny shift, you have those in place for a year and a half. So yeah, I'm sure you have been feeling it since the last year or more. I mean, in general, everybody's been rocking and rolling for a while now. We've been moving through a very plutonic type of, you know, atmosphere. Pluto's been at the forefront. We've been dealing with the shadow. We've been dealing with facing hard truths. We've been dealing with the tower. We have Uranus action going on right now too. That's unpredictable. But what's good about this energy is it's like with Uranus, it's a positive aspect in this cycle. So it's like, yes, there's unpredictability, but it's unpredictability that works out in your favor. Like at first it may seem like, ooh, this is dicey or this isn't good, but it can end up being the best thing that ever happened to you, like a lucky break. It's all what you make of it, all right? Right now we're being asked to be alchemists, and that's what the Cauldron of Dagda is all about. It's about working with that alchemical power, you know? How do you clear the avenue? How do you open your road so you can get your creative force to come forward? Well, first you got to get your cup full, man. You got to get nurtured. You got to get nourished. You got to get back in your strength. That's what it means to be in the cauldron of Dagda and to be questing for this. It is to gain that ability to have that inexhaustible source of nourishment, to have your cup full, to be able to really marry those energies of masculine and feminine within the self, so you can clear the avenue and you can bring your creative energy forward to birth that new beginning, which is your destiny. That's the whole point of questing. That's what we're doing right now. But as you get close to arriving in that place where you're about to step into that thing that's ready to birth through you, and that applies whether you're masculine or feminine, so it's all the same energy, right? We all have this portal, this birthing portal that comes through us. It's anytime we have an inspiration that lights us up, connects us with our passion and purpose. It's like, this is what I need to do. I need to move forward with this. I need to make this change in my life. There's things that you're going to face on the way there, you know, things that need to be healed, emotions that need to be integrated, cycles that need to be closed, things that need to be cut off, things that need to be nurtured, things you need to pour into, ways you need to restore yourself, replenish yourself from all the things you did have to release or all the things you did have to let go. So as you get into this phase of the journey, you know, before you're preparing to step into your destiny and you're in that active process of transforming fate into destiny. Yeah, as you're in this place where you're like, I'm wanting to feel some nourishment because I'm tired, boss, and I'm like a skeleton eating a banana here. I mean, I need something hearty. I need something that'll stick to my ribs. I need something that's going to fill me up. And I'm already running on empty, man. I've been dealing with one challenge after another. It's been rough around here, man. It's been hard times. It's been bitter tea, integrating all these lessons from the past and going through these repeated deaths where I have to let go of my old identity and my old opinions, my old views, sometimes my old ties, my old friends, sometimes my old home, whatever it may be. And I'm sitting here in this place going, error 404, future unknown. Like, where am I going here? I don't know. This is what collectively everybody's dealing with here. But there's another thing that happens at this place, you know, just as you're running on empty and you're on that hero's quest and it's like, okay, you're the protagonist in your story and it's like, I'm just about to get there, man. I'm about to rise to the challenge, you know, it's got Eye of the Tiger vibes. It's like the thrill of the fight, you know, standing up to the challenge of our rivals and nothing's going to keep me down, right? It's the montage. We're at the montage portion of this journey, all right? Right as you get to that place where you're about to step into everything that you've been working for, that's when you meet the challenger. That's when you meet the challenger and you face off. And that's what's going on with this interloper energy. Now, I specifically pick up that this energy is feminine. The first energy that came in, I say first because there was more, which is why we're doing this tonight, okay? So last week, this interloper energy introduced itself. It's feminine. It feels like a side piece energy. It is curious about you for one reason or another. It feels like it should have access to you. It should know your plans. It should know what you're up to. It's trying to get one step ahead of you. It's damage control. That's what I got. It's somebody who wants to gain control of a situation where at one point they felt like they really had it on lock. They thought they had all their ducks in a row. They thought that they controlled a certain narrative around you. They thought they were one step ahead of you. And then their ego got them tripped up. And they're now realizing that they're not as on top of it as they thought they were. Now, for those of you who do work with magic or those of you who are on an occult path, this is, you might have had pizza with this person. There might be a pizza connection, okay? Just this coming in. Yeah, this is somebody that you used to view as a friend or somebody you think is loyal to you, okay? But this person is like biting the hand that once fed them, all right? This is a key. This is a key coming through for you that will help you open this road and understand what's going on here. There's a familiarity with this person. It's not somebody you've never crossed paths with, okay? I feel like it's somebody, it's like a 6 degrees of separation thing in some cases. It's that it's somebody connected to your current partner, or it's somebody that's connected to an ex of yours, okay? A side piece. It's like it's it's a really petty motivation. It's a jealousy motivation. And this person feels like you're about to like get something that they don't want you to have. I mean, that's what it comes down to. That's what it feels like. It's a sabotaging energy. But for those on a cold path, this person's trying to figure out how to breach your like security barriers, where you've put down energetic boundaries, where you've created, you know, warding. They're trying to unlock it. They're trying to figure out how they can get through it so they can actually like cord into you. That's what it's about, okay? That's what this energy is. So that's how it came in initially. It came in more as a solitary energy. And I don't know if that's because it was just trying to like reveal to me, like if that was my own, you know, my own team kind of just saying, hey, you know, you need to be aware of who's the central figure in this. But the other night, this energy came in with reinforcement. So it's not just one person. It's a group. It's a group of people. These are people that are interconnected with each other in one way, shape, or form, okay? In one way, shape, or form, this is a group of people and they have a common agenda and they are working together. I know this because the energy came in, how can I describe it? It revealed itself to me in a very particular way, and the way that it revealed itself to me showed me a lot about the energy, its motive, how it works, its intention. They actually really allowed me to suss out a lot about their energy. It was kind of interesting to me. Yeah, and really at the end of the day, this is it. It's a bunch of meaningless garbage, right? It's not really anything you need to be aware of. It's not anything that you need to be concerned about. And actually the motivation is pretty petty. I think that you can just knock this one out of the park. It's pretty easy. In fact, this is the kind of magic you should do in this case. This is, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, you just need to, that whatever they're sending at you, you just need to, you know, just knock it out of the park. Just send it back in that direction. That's it. Protective magic is what we're looking at. You know, defensive magic is what we're looking at. However you want to work with that, however that speaks to you, everybody has a different method of that. Certainly this could look as simple as just being more aware of your boundaries. Now, I'm of the type of thought that it's always best to look practically, all right, before you look at anything on any kind of magical level. So naturally, you know, this piece came in, an electronic component. You might be dealing with some element of this online. You might be dealing with some element of this on social media. You might feel like you got somebody who's like keeping an eye on you, or they just know a little bit too much about you, or maybe you feel like there's kind of like some passive aggressive stuff going on online. You know, there's a lot of different ways that this could play out. But there does seem to be an electronic component. So naturally, you know, make sure that you're not, you know, leaving your phone open. You know, make sure that you got some kind of like lock feature on your phone. If it's been a while since you changed your passwords, you might want to update those, okay? Because I did get this piece that somebody might be familiar enough with you that they're able to have access to your phone, or they're able to have access to your laptop, or they're able to have access to other electronics you got, your GPS, whatever, and that they might be trying to get information about you because they want to keep tabs on you for one reason or another. Again, connected to side piece energy. Side piece energy. I don't, you know, I'm not sure what the overall motive is here. Aside from, I feel this kind of competitive piece and this desire to be one step ahead, and also to keep something hidden, to suppress something. Like somebody feels like you're a threat to outing something they're up to, and then it could be problematic, okay? So practically, make sure that, you know, you're not leaving your devices open. Make sure you're using secure Wi-Fi, you know, these very simple things. Make sure you're not, you know, just accepting any friend request that comes your way. You know, if you don't know the person, if you haven't met them in person, you might want to refrain from just adding people you don't know. Things like this, okay? If you got everything public, maybe you want to start setting the privacy settings a little different, okay? So you might have some energy that's just kind of like checking out your account, watching what you're doing, if you do public posts, things like that, okay? Or if you're on Instagram, you got a public account, things like that. The other piece would be mindful of having good boundaries when it comes to what you share with people. You know, you don't need to reveal all your plans to people. You don't need to tell everybody what you're doing, what you're up to, where you're going, what your next plan is. You know, be mindful of the kind of conversations you're having with people. What's meant to be kept secret, keep it secret. And where you are having conversations with people and you notice that they're constantly talking about somebody else, or they're prone to gossip or something along these lines, you might want to be mindful of, you know, the conversations you have with this person, because if they're gossiping to you about somebody, they're probably gossiping about you to someone else, you know. So this is just very practical considerations, okay, in terms of security. Again, it's snooping, all right? It's snooping energy and trying to figure out what your next step is so they can get a step ahead, because they feel like they can foil your plans or interrupt something you're working on or block an opportunity that's about to come your way. This person knows of something that is, you know, heading your way, and they want to cut it off at the pass. Now, this energy, when it came in the other night, like I was saying, it came in with reinforcements. And the way it presented itself was it presented itself as like, it's the best way I can describe it, like glowing owl eyes peering through the darkness. Now, for me, this is significant because I have Comanche roots. So in Comanche, belief, owl is not a medicine we would typically work with, save for the great horned owl, okay? The great horned owl was traditionally utilized as a way to grok out the energy of an enemy. And it was used when going into battle. They would take the feathers of great horned owl and they would put them on their forearms and on their shields. And in this way, they kind of could gain that ability of owl to see through the night, because the Comanche would only go to battle under light of the full moon. All right. They built up quite a reputation for themselves. They like to move in that way. Right. So I think that that's a good idea. You know, I always recommend that people do that. It's a good idea, Miriam. You know, you don't necessarily need people to see what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've done that myself when I've been on live chat. I'll bring stuff in because I want to contribute to the conversation, but then I don't leave certain things sometimes, because it's like, you never know who's going to catch a replay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think roots are really a big key right now for so many people. You know, it's all about finding out where you're from. Once you connect with where you're from and you learn more about your roots, it awakens a whole new dimension of yourself that can be so beneficial, you know, just in feeling empowered and feeling connected to what can give you stability and strength and fortitude and understanding, just a deeper understanding of yourself, and why you do certain things you do. I mean, that's what's happened for me. The more that I've researched my bloodline, the more I've learned about my ancestry and different practices of my ancestry, especially around spiritual practices. It really made me feel so much more connected and more tapped in. And it made so many things click into place. It was like a big aha moment for me. It's like, oh, that's why I do that. That's why I feel that way about that. Or that's why I'm always drawn to work with that plant. You know what I'm saying? It opens up a whole other dimension of you. Well, I mean, I don't speak in the native language of, you know, the Comanche or the Numina. I mean, but you can still do research, you know. I'm fortunate. I do know some natives, you know, different tribes, you know, but I've gotten to meet different natives and learn a lot that way. I've also just done my own research and just, you know, followed my own genealogy as much as I've been able to. You know, unfortunately, I've had some family members that were really active in doing genealogical research. So I do have, you know, some information, but there's also adoptions on both sides of my family, on my mother's side and father's side. And unfortunately, you know, there's a lot of sealed records and things that kind of cuts off, you know, certain access to information. But, you know, you can start where you can start, right? And here's the thing, Miriam, is like as you start to go down that rabbit hole and you start to research, what you're going to find is you're going to come across all kinds of connecting points. And one thing leads to another. And even if you don't find something physically in your environment, what starts to happen is it's really true. It's a very special kind of process. It's something that awakens in you. It's like coded in your DNA. So it's something that reverberates in your bones, man. And it's like your blood song gets activated. As soon as you start to like tug on these threads and you start to research and you start to do this work, what you're going to find is that all of a sudden this information starts pouring in. You start getting downloads. And these downloads will kind of like point a finger for you and say, okay, look here, check out this. And as you just trust and you start following your own instincts and your own intuitive knowing, it's like one piece of the puzzle comes in after another until the whole picture forms. It's amazing. It's such a special kind of magic just to learn about your ancestry. So I strongly encourage it, okay? But I digress. You know, that's the thing is it's like this energy came in like out. And traditionally in my lineage, and this is how it presented itself to me. So this is how I have to interpret it. I know that it is giving me information in the way it was revealed to me. Yeah, this is somebody who's feeling really confused. I got, look at this. We got this, you're fucked. I mean, this person knows they've gotten themselves into quite a spot here, all right? I think they've already tried to fire off some stuff your way, and I think that it just got deflected and sent right back to them, right? This person's kind of worse for the wear, and they're feeling very divided right now. They're feeling very divided. Ooh, let me see that. Hold on here. Power leak. Everything happens in our reading for a reason. Good thing I have a power source to tap into right here. It's interesting. I don't know why, but this is making me think Gemini energy here. I have to say, it's like this twin energy, being of two minds. Whoever this is might have a strong Gemini placement in their chart, or they could be connected to a Gemini. This is somebody who can't make up their mind. You know, they feel kind of, I feel like this is somebody who's in a questioning point on their path. This may be somebody who they know what they should do. Like they kind of know that they should be rising above this and that they shouldn't be like so like fixated on you. They shouldn't be, you know, putting their nose in your business. They shouldn't be interfering in this way. They know they shouldn't. And they may have even tried to like purify themselves of this. They may have been doing like some spiritual baths. They may have been doing some cleansing work. They may have even gone and kind of like talked to somebody and confessed that, you know, they're struggling with this. They might have sought help for this. This person also may feel like somebody's been kind of messing with their mind, confusing them, leading them on a wild goose chase. And maybe that's also why they're trying to tap into you too. They're trying to make sense of a situation. But there's this piece here, like this person has two sides to them, man. And I do think there is this emotional manipulation piece here. This is very interesting because if you notice here, this person, they're kind of in two minds, right? But look, it's some outside force. It looks like masculine that's got the hands on the head that's creating the division. So this person's got some masculine attached to them who's like putting some nonsense in this person's head. And maybe even making this person feel like they're not safe. Maybe making this person feel like you're a threat to them in some way. Now, if this is a side piece, it could be they think that you're a threat because maybe they're afraid that, you know, their man has their eyes on you. That could be the case. Maybe this masculine has kind of put some jealousy in this person's head. And it's kind of led to a state of being, you know, maybe a little bit obsessive. I feel like this person that's this interloper, I don't feel like it's not that they've never questioned their involvement, their activities, what they're doing. I distinctly get this piece that they really feel like they know they shouldn't be doing what they're doing and they can't stop themselves. It's become almost like a compulsion. And it's like a game's being played here. I feel like somebody's messing with this person's head. I have to tell you. It feels like a masculine is playing with this person's head. And I say that because I see this like fist here and the outstretched palm here. It's making me think rock, paper, scissors, like Rochambeau. I mean, that's how kind of like trivialized this is for the person that's like messing with this individual's head. They're playing some game with this person. They might be using this person as a pawn to do their dirty work too. They might be using this person as a way to get to you, to try to like poke you, to irritate you. This could be an ex you got that's got beef with you and they're trying to stir up some drama-rama and they're using this person that they're sexually involved with to kind of like stoke the fires, you know? Who knows? Maybe they're trying to make you jealous. There's a lot of different ways that this could be playing out. But I see that this person is, they're wanting to be free of this. I feel this. This person feels like almost like they're losing their mind. And that might be why they're feeling this sense of desperation, why they're trying to tap in and figure out like what's going on. They feel really confused. But there's also here, there's some peace. They're afraid of you, or they feel like they need to protect themselves from you. I never noticed this before. There's two letters on here. There's A and there's B. So this could be somebody that has an A or a B as like their first or last initial in their name. Okay, first name initial or last name initial. I'm getting very strongly. I also feel like this person who's been doing this, they know that they're not moving correctly. They know that they should cleanse themselves of this behavior. They also know that maybe they did something that they shouldn't have done, and now they're afraid of the repercussions, right? They're like hoping they can maybe like cleanse themselves of the karmic load of it, you know, but it doesn't work like that. You know, we all have to own our actions. We all have to own our actions. And so I think they're trying to find a way out. And they got a bunch of different people kind of messing with their head. They might have some people really leading them astray too and adding fuel to the fire. It's definitely feminine energy is being manipulated. And it looks like by multiple masculines, I have to say. That's what it looks like here. This person is trying to decide between option A, option B. They can't make up their mind. It's like no matter which way they look, they feel like, you know, they got themselves in a bind. That's what I got. This person does need to make up their mind though. And I feel like what they need to make up their mind about, because it says here, it says, make up your goddamn mind. This is about them really deciding, you know, what path are they going to choose? Because even if you've made a mistake or you've done something that you know you shouldn't have done, there's always an opportunity to have, you know, redemption. And how do you do that? By taking accountability. And if you need to go and get help or support, if you need to, you know, do something to rectify the situation, well, then start taking those steps to rectify it. Or if you're on a downward spiral because maybe you got an addiction or, you know, some kind of, you're dealing with an abusive situation, you're dealing with somebody who's manipulating you and driving you to act out in this way, or whatever the case may be, like you can take steps to turn that energy around. There's always an opportunity to do right where you've done wrong. You know what I'm saying? And this person, they just cannot make up their mind. I feel like it's really a battle of ego, you know? It's a battle of ego for this individual. But there's just no way out of this. I feel like behind it, though, you know, it's the masculine here. Look at all the Look at everything that's come this masculine's way, okay? I think that this masculine is sort of like using this feminine as a shield. Oh, it's so messed up. But that's what it feels like. Like, kind of like this masculine is behind this interloper, like pulling the strings, you know? Pulling the strings so they can kind of be the one to take the brunt. They can be the one to take the blow. And meanwhile, they get to like come off scot-free. But it's like, no, it don't work like that. This might be a tag team effort. I will say that it's a lot more than a tag team effort, though, with the energy that came in the other night. This is a group of people. At this point, it's a group of people. At this point, these people have talked to other people, and now they're all trying to figure it out, okay? And here's where it starts to get really messy. The energy came in as owl, not great horned owl, owl, which lets me know it's a deceptive energy, and that's based on my particular roots. If owl had come in to somebody else, it might mean something entirely different to them. It might mean wisdom. It might mean goddess Athena. But for me, all I saw was a bunch of glowing owl eyes peering in. That's how the vision came in. Wanting to know, wanting to see, and looking angry as well. There's a hostility behind this peering. This is not like somebody like, oh, I'm just curious. This is somebody that doesn't have, you know, good intentions at all. And this is somebody who's hungry for an in. They want to crack the code. That's what I got. They want to block something. They want to interrupt something. And they want to protect themselves, you know, because they know that what they've been doing is about to come unraveled. And it's about to just swing back around and knock them out. Knock them out of the park. That's what I got. What's the crossing energy here that came out? You know? Silly rabbit. Tricks are for kids. We got the anthropomorphic carrot right here, okay? It's like they want that golden carrot. It's got to be mine. I want that golden carrot. Well, what's up, Doc? I see you wanting to know what's up. But look, there's a sickle in this hand. Like this is being cut off here. You know, this person, these people, they're wanting access to something of yours that they don't got access to. And they're not going to get access to it. It's just not going to happen. This energy is being cut off. This energy is being cut off at the pass. There's not really anything you need to do because this is already in the process of the tides turning, okay? It's already in the process of turning. So all you really need to do is just beef up your security, okay? It is like Gollum from Lord of the Rings, my precious. It is. That's what it is. For some of you, this is going to, okay, I know this is going to like creep some people out when they hear this. It's true. For some of you, it's that they want your light. For some of you, this is somebody's like, they think that they are king shit, okay? This masculine thinks they are master of the universe. This person has an extremely huge ego here, okay? They do, but look at their head. It might be a Taurus energy, okay? Look at the bull horns there. There's a stubbornness to this individual. Look at all the eyes. Remember I said all the glowing owl eyes came in? Look at all the eyes. But see, there's still a feminine component there too. I think it's a masculine and a feminine working together, right? This person's pissed. This person's pissed because this is somebody who thinks that they're just like master of the universe. They think they run the show. They got all the answers. They're king shit. And they're getting faced. They're getting faced. That's what it is. They're getting faced. And they're trying to save face. Look at former child star. You know, this is somebody who's trying to like relive their glory days. Maybe back in the day, this person was the shit, you know. Everybody rode their jock, you know. They were the big man on campus, whatever, you know. They had some kind of clout. They had some kind of street cred, whatever it may be. It's not the case anymore. And this person's trying to like reclaim this for themselves. But they're doing it in such a way where they feel like That piece was interesting about stealing your light. Maybe in some way they feel like you got some kind of spotlight on you, some kind of advantage in your life. Maybe they feel like you got some opportunity that they feel like they should have, or maybe they feel like you got some kind of status that they feel that they should have, or maybe they feel like you got the person that they think should be on their arm. It's this kind of thing. It's like this real petty, competitive, it's ego-based, and it's all this person just trying to reclaim like the glory days. I also get that, they can't handle that they're not the king shit in this situation. It's got Taurus energy around it. It's also got ox energy, okay? So it could be somebody born in the year of the ox in Chinese astrology as well. It's got that fixed energy to it, though. This is somebody who's really stubborn and they're really cocky. They're very intractable. Like, this is not an agreeable energy. And this person just, they can't see the forest for the trees. They're too blinded by, this tape that they're running within themselves that has no bearing on the present situation. It's all past stuff, just being regurgitated, There's something here that is about ego and, one-upping someone and not wanting to see somebody else succeed. For those that are dealing with an occult path situation, okay, people who move like this. People that, are on the path of the witch. People who are involved in a coven. People who operate like this. Not all covens are associated with witchcraft. Just saying. In fact, I actually am putting out a video later that is sort of like a new introduction to my channel, Broad Coven. I got this broadcasting over on Parlor Tricks right now too, which is my new channel that's more Discordianism based, and I go into a new introduction of the channel for Broad Coven, and just kind of explaining also what is Discordianism and what my path is about, and straightening some things out, as well as giving a new focus for the direction things are heading in. But there's this piece where it's like, people make assumptions about things, I go into this in my introduction that I'll be putting out later. You'll see. But I'll just kind of give a condensed version right now. Broad coven. People hear the word coven, they automatically think that I'm part of a witch's coven. And that's what this is about. It's not. A coven is just a gathering of people. That's all a coven is. It's a gathering of people who come together with a common cause. That's it. Okay? Sometimes that's witches, true, but that's not always the case. So, people make a lot of knee-jerk assessments of situations, and I feel like that piece is coming in here for a reason. I feel like that also factors in to this situation as well. This is people that are just kind of having like knee-jerk reactions to things because they're operating out of their old programming, like they haven't gone beyond this yet, Yeah, they're kind of like lost in a hall of mirrors, I feel like this person has really been feeling empty for a long time. This person has been running on empty for a long time, and they've been trying to find something that just like fills them up again. This person might feel like there's not a whole lot of life left in them. And maybe this kind of infuses some excitement in their life too, to have like this rivalry with you, or to kind of tap back into that energy where, I don't know. Maybe they like to stir drama in the past. Maybe they had fun with that. Maybe they enjoyed people competing for their attention or their interest. I mean, like I said, it does come in with this like side piece attachment, this energy that's very bent on wanting attention and is hungry for attention, but is being put in like kind of a position where they feel like they have to compete for that attention, all right? So this is coming in, but it's like hall of mirrors stuff, right? It's hall of mirrors stuff. So we know the energy is deceptive with the owl medicine coming in, because I have to interpret it as it came in for me. That's how it's going to be relayed. It might speak other things to you. For instance, I'm bringing in this piece that it came in as owls, so you may see that as something entirely different. It might speak something entirely different to you. Loves chaos and drama. Yeah, see? And that's the thing is, it's like when somebody's feeling empty, you know, a lot of times these people that they like chaos and they like drama, like you're bringing in there, what that's really about is they are people that are almost vampiric in nature. Like they feed in a parasitic way off of ambient energy. And there's a lot of ways you can feed off ambient energy. An example of that is like being at a concert, right? And the music's playing and the crowd's there and everybody's into it. There's a lot of energy in the atmosphere. Well, you could drink in that energy, right? And it could really fill you up and it can make you feel real good. Some people feed off of this kind of discord energy. They feed off of drama. They feed off of suffering. They feed off of arguments. And so because they haven't learned how to run their own energy and because they don't feel empowered themselves, they like to stir up these kind of messes because it rises this energy and then they can tap into that and they feed off of it. All right. It fills their freaking tank. It gives them attention. It gives them a feeling of importance because, oh, now everybody's in a fight over me, this kind of thing. Okay. It's a real kind of slimy backdoor way that somebody can get courted into. And so this is another key in this kind of situation. It's like you should starve this energy every time. You should let this energy continue to starve. Yep. I mean, by all means, call it out where you need to call it out. But once you call it out, don't pay it any mind because the only way that can actually feed off of you is if you do pay it mind. All right. So that's why we're sussing it out. So you can know how this is playing out in your life and where you need to take these measures to have better boundaries and also to disengage. Because the reality is this energy can't have any effect on you. It can't tap into you. It can't do anything. And that's partially why that energy presented itself to me as so angry. Because it knows it can't breach. It can't breach my boundaries. It just can't. It can't breach my boundaries. There's no way. Try as they might, they'll never get anywhere. And they're just exhausting themselves. And you can have that same kind of impermeability with your boundaries as well. It's just about you understanding that in order for somebody to siphon your energy or to have any effect on you, even if, let's say, they are throwing around what I like to call hot topic, hot pocket magic. I'm sorry, I can't help it. Anytime I hear about somebody like throwing around all this hex work or putting people in jars or, you know, these people that talk really big and bad about how they're going to curse somebody, you know, they like to present this image of like, ooh, I'm a real dark, evil witch. To me, it just makes me laugh. It makes me think of that Saturday Night Live skit from back in the day, Azrael Abyss. I'm sorry. I can't take the energy seriously. It's like such an immature energy. It's like the kind of energy you would tap into when you were like a teenager and you were first learning about, you know, casting spells and you want to look like a real badass. So you're like, ooh, I'm gonna put a curse on this person. It actually makes me feel like, you know, it's kind of a little cringy. You know what I'm saying? So it's not, to me, it's hilarious that people get so scared of this. I mean, I'll give you an example. When I first went live here on YouTube, just because of the name Broad Coven, I got such backlash from people. You should have seen, I just going off in Tarot land, seeing the way that people would kind of like drop stuff about me. If I like dropped a comment on a different reader's post or something, the commenters, you know, would say things like, oh, well, you must be an evil witch in a coven casting spells, you know, and they had all these like perceptions of me. And it's like, well, that's not who I am at all, you know, but I had a lot of this energy that came my way because people are biased and people are ignorant and they make judgments, and they're largely programmed by the algorithm. They're largely programmed by what they see in the media. And so everybody out there thinks that, oh, you know, to follow the old ways, to be in harmony with nature, to want to honor the flow of the seasons, that you, therefore, you must be just like Nancy of the craft, right? And it's like, no, that's a movie, and that's not reality. And not everybody is that immature or unevolved in their spiritual growth process, where they stay stuck at that like preteen level, where they just picked up a Llewellyn book and they're like, I'm a witch now. I'm sorry, but it really is just like, it's at a certain point, it's laughable. So in order for you to be able to really be affected by that energy, first of all, you have to consider it valid. And I don't. I think it's silly. It makes me laugh. The second part of that is, not only do you have to consider it as valid and as actually having power and authority over you, you have to have fear of it, because fear is its entryway. That's how low vibrational this energy is. It can actually only get tapped into you if you enter into energetic agreement with it. And the way that you enter into energetic agreement with it is you have to be afraid of it. I have said it once, I will say it again, the best banisher is laughter. So when I first went live on YouTube, which I've only been on YouTube just a little over a year now, okay? When I first went live on YouTube, and there was all this stuff kind of going around in tarot land about me and how I must be an evil witch because the name of my channel is Broad Coven. And I thought it was all kind of funny. There was this whole like story, you know, that was woven about me. I had somebody hop on my live one night, and they tried to tell me that they put something on me, and that in about 3 months, all the bugs that they had put inside me, all the living things they had put inside me would start crawling out of every orifice. I mean, this is these people. This is the world these people live in. This is where they're at. This is their level of understanding. This is their level of growth. Do you see how silly it is? And you know what? This person that was on there saying that crap, this is the same kind of person that somebody would go and give them a bunch of money to try to put some of that crap on. And it made me laugh. And it's like well over a year later, I haven't had one bug crawl out of me. I don't know what kind of people you hanging out with, but I'm good. So, you know, don't take this energy seriously, all right? Because it's not serious. And the only reason why I'm highlighting it for you all is that I have a feeling there's probably a lot of you that are picking up this energy. There's probably a lot of you are feeling like, who's like, you know, I feel like somebody's kind of like keeping an eye on me, or I feel like somebody's like trying to dig into some stuff around me, or I feel like, you know, my friend there is like talking some shit about me, or you have a sense that something's off. You have a sense that somebody's trying to poke around in your space. You have a sense that your boundaries are being breached. You already have a sense about this. And I don't want you to get like worked up into some like external frenzy over it, because it's not important. It just isn't. It's not that big of a deal. Them bugs are dead. Yeah, they died inside of me. It made me laugh. I was laughing so hard when they brought that in, and they left my chat immediately. I think they really thought they were going to get me freaked out. And I was just like, are you for real right now? It was the silliest thing I'd ever heard in my life. I'm like, okay, maybe some other people get freaked out by this, But you all have no idea what I've experienced and what I've seen on my path. Like, that ain't nothing, okay? That ain't nothing. I've been through some pretty fierce initiations on my spiritual path, and that ain't nothing. I've worked within a Nawal system of spirituality, okay? So I'm sorry. Just nothing that's going to come at me is even going to begin to even make me quake even a little bit. And so I'm just passing on a little bit of that understanding to you all, okay? For those of you who maybe have felt like just uncomfortable or have felt anxious or felt like, what can I do to get this energy off of me? Or maybe you felt like somebody's doing workings against you and you've really put yourself into like a fear space around that. Like, you need to understand, like, people cannot have access to you if you do not allow it. You have to agree with the energy. You have to agree. You have to say yes. You have to say yes to the energy. And this is interesting piece, this kind of coming in, you know, if you're dealing with somebody, let's say, and you've had some strange feelings about them and you feel at odds about this because you feel like, well, I don't know, you know, I don't like that. I feel kind of off about this person. I've always trusted this person, or this person's supposed to be my friend, or, you know, I don't think they do this to me. And maybe you feel guilty. Maybe that's also part of what In the Two Minds is about. You know, maybe you sometimes are doubting yourself about your perception of somebody or perception of a situation. You know, I say that if something ain't feeling right, it ain't right. You know, 9 times out of 10, have you ever thought about like the times when you doubted your intuition and then down the road you look back and you go, gosh, why did I do that? I knew it, right? Very rarely do we ever go, oh man, I wish I wouldn't have trusted my intuition. And in fact, I can't even think of one time when I ever felt like that, when I've ever made that statement where I doubted, you know, I doubted following my intuition. Like, it was a bad thing. Like, oh, darn it. If I wouldn't have listened to my intuition, I could have saved myself all of this. I've never in my life made that statement. I've only ever told myself that I blew it when I didn't listen to my intuition. So it's one of those things that it's like sometimes there's not a rational explanation, right? You know what you know when you know it. And if it doesn't feel right, it's not right. That's your instincts talking to you. Like, your hackles are picking something up and you need to pay attention to that. So, you know, it might mean you need a little space from that person. It could be that that person's just going through something and maybe they're just not in the right energy or not in the right mind frame to be around you. Or maybe you're going through something and it's not time for you to mesh your energy with them. They're not the right person to offer you support with whatever you're dealing with in your life, or their energy is just out of harmony at that point for one reason or another. There's a lot of different ways that could play out, shake out. But ultimately, if it ain't feeling right to you, it's not right. So cut it off, you know, lay down a boundary line, pull your energy back. And sometimes that can help you get perspective. Sometimes if you're feeling confused and a person's gotten you in two minds about things and you have a certain sense of loyalty to them, but everything inside of you is like firing off, all the alarms are going off, you're seeing red flags everywhere. You have to be very wise in that situation and give yourself an opportunity to sort of pull back from it, okay? So your energy is not so enmeshed with that individual. And only then will you be able to get in your own energy. And if you're somebody who's kind of sensitive, you might be picking up stuff that's not yours at all. Maybe that anxiety you're feeling, or maybe that stress that's come into your personal sphere, it's not you at all. You're enmeshed with this person. Your energies have gotten, you know, too entangled. And sometimes that's what you need. You need boundaries, you need breathing room. So this energy is trying to tap in, but only you can give it an entryway. Okay, it's up to you. Now, it is good just as a general practice. It's just good energetic, you know, hygiene to ground yourself. Okay, and especially if you're somebody who is doing any kind of spiritual work. That applies whether you are actually on some kind of path of alchemy and you actually work with ritual, or even if you're just a spiritual seeker, you know, somebody who likes to go to those outer limits, somebody who does a lot of journeying work, anything along these lines. And just in general, in the world today, there's a lot of energy flying out around there. It's always good to get anchored into your own energy. Just spend your day, you know, in a state where you feel like you're in full possession of your own energy, and there's not like this leakiness here where you just take on everything in your environment. It's just a nice like buffering. It's really easy to just spend, you know, just a little extra time each morning, you know, shoot down a grounding cord, plug it into the core of the earth, drink up earth energy into your body, just, you know, visualize it. It's all imagination. I mean, that's how you work with magic, you know. It's at the end of the day, it's just actively engaging all of your senses and building this image and fueling it with your feeling. That's magic. That's how you cast spells. That's all it is. So even when you're doing like your visualization meditations, you're working magic, right? Well, you can use that same you know, process that you use to visualize your manifestations as you can to, you know, throw up a shield around you, to cloak your energy, or to ground yourself out. And this would be wise, you know. You can also do things where I like to personally work with this kind of shielding myself, where I kind of put up a sort of shielding around myself where I say, you know, anything that tries to, you know, tap into my little energy field here will be elevated. They'll experience growth. They'll experience an alchemy of their soul. You know, their energy will be more refined. You know, and in that way, I feel like, well, hey, at least if somebody is like trying to tap into me, you know, and they're doing something they shouldn't be doing, at least they might like heal. You know, maybe they'll experience some benefit. Maybe they'll get a different perspective. Okay, so it just all depends on how you go about that. Yeah. Yeah, grounding is important for everyone, you know? Grounding is important for everyone. I love it. Yeah, why not, right? And that's the thing. You can get as creative with it as you want. You can get as creative with it as you want. There's no limitation. But I would say that also when it comes to like your grounding, your shielding, any kind of cloaking, anything like this, you know, switch it up. Switch it up often, and never do the same thing twice, okay? And be playful with it and have fun with it. And it's interesting as you start to really work with that and just sort of like managing your energetic boundaries and allowing yourself to enter into that creative space with it, what comes through and how you get informed. It's actually really cool. It's actually really cool in and of itself. You know, you discover a lot through that process, and I'm not going to like go into that, let you discover for yourself, but it can kind of lead you to your own magical process. You know, it's interesting, and it teaches things to you. It illuminates things to you. Interesting. A cactus on a motorcycle with udders. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know, this piece has been coming in recently. It's very interesting to me. There's eel here. Okay. Eel makes me think of unagi. Okay. So these are more clues about this interloper energy. This is like side piece energy. This is somebody who maybe really enjoys sushi. Maybe they also like to, you know, have wine and cheese, maybe culinary, you know. Maybe the culinary arts are something that factors in. Maybe they're a chef. Maybe they really enjoy cooking. Maybe you met them in a cooking class. Maybe this is somebody who likes to go out for sushi for date night, you know. Sushi, sex, sake, you know, I got. Could be involved with somebody who, you know, has a motorcycle. Okay, there could be a connection there. Could be somebody that's from Arizona or has connection to the desert in some way. I got a Joshua tree piece coming in as well. All right. They may have recently been on a trip to that area, to Joshua Tree, or to somewhere in the desert, Las Vegas, Arizona, okay, potentially. This person might also do magic with food. I got that. They might do some of their magic with food, you know? It's like they offer you food, you know? You take a bite and then they got their hooks in you, okay? So this might be one of their ways that they work with their magic. Just to give some clues. With it being Owl that came in on the medicine wheel, this person is probably from the Northwest. All right, so that would be Northwest from wherever you are. Could also be from the Northwest, the Pacific Northwest. Could be from West Coast. Okay, for those of you who live in the States. This piece coming in. This person may have recently had something go on with their motorcycle. They had a leaky gas tank. They had to do some repair work. Maybe they changed their oil in your driveway and they left behind a big mess. Okay, this is interesting. Strange sometimes the stuff that comes out. I'm just doing the cut of the deck here. Oh, yeah, whoever this person is, like, they know their time is up. We got the death here, okay? This is a very old cycle. Whatever this situation is, whatever's been stirred up here, this thing should have been ended a long time ago. It's sort of like, it's that thing that takes a licking and it keeps on ticking. No matter how many times you try to just like bury this, be done with it, this person, this issue, this situation keeps cropping up. There could be a gym rat piece here, okay, with the beefcake. This could be somebody who likes to work out a lot. They hit the gym. They're a muscle head. This could have been somebody who was romantically interested in you in the past, but you turned them down. They're trying to use somebody else to make you jealous, you know. It bruised their ego because you didn't want to be involved in with them. This could also be a person who recently had a problem with their knees. They could have like kind of weak knees. Maybe they had surgery on their knees, or they got some kind of injury, torn meniscus. I got. Maybe they play sports. Okay, they were sliding into home base and they ended up tearing their meniscus. Interesting. You might have gone on a date with this person to a batting cage. Okay, just to give some identifying markers. Could be a Capricorn energy as well. Somebody with strong Capricorn in their chart. We've had quite a few death references, so it could be somebody with strong Scorpio in their chart as well. So far we've had Capricorn, we've had Scorpio come out on the board. We've had Taurus, or the sign of the ox in Chinese astrology. So these are some key pieces coming in here. This could be somebody who wants to see you on your knees. They want to see you in a subservient position. They want to kind of like, they want you to have this like bow down before me energy. This is somebody who they don't like that you are in some way, I don't know what it is. I don't know if they feel like you have the relationship that they want, or if they feel like you got some kind of attention that they want, some kind of opportunity that they want, something like this. They covet something that you got. And for some of you, it's that they covet your life. They don't feel strong in themselves and they want to leech off your power. It's like a parasitic kind of energy, right? And now they've got other people checking up on you too. This could be their friends, okay? This could be the rumor mill. This could be people that they've talked to about you, and they've, you know, now they're trying to sway public opinion. Now they're trying to get people on their side. Now they're trying to get people to gang stalk you, okay? It's that kind of energy, all right? Something needs to be cleansed here, and I'll tell you what needs to be cleansed here. This is evil eye kind of energy, all right? So this is, again, it's covetous. It's somebody envies something that you got going on for you for one reason or another. And, you know, they need to cleanse away this energy. I'm going to tell you a really easy way to cleanse this energy. All right. I'm going to teach you some Seder. This is a way to cleanse your energy. If you suspect that you're dealing with this, all right, this may not be for everybody, but I have a feeling that if you've dropped in on this, like it's speaking to you on some level. So here's something you can do to kind of suss out a situation. If you feel like you got this energy coming at you, all right, you can get a glass of water. Okay, it should be a clear glass so you can see through it. Put some sea salt in that water, all right? And you're going to get yourself an egg, all right? Now, what you're going to do is you're going to take this egg and you're going to start with the top of your head, all over your body. You're going to rub this egg all over your body, okay? Head to toe, everywhere you can reach, as much as you can, down onto the bottom of your feet, all right? And then what it does is that's kind of a way to cleanse your body. It absorbs the energy into the egg. Then what you're going to do is you're going to make sure you don't look from the top of the water down. You don't want to do that, okay? You only want to look from the side. So how can I show this to you? I'll use this bottle of water here, okay? So let's imagine this is a glass of water right here, okay? And it's filled up with salt water. And let's just say this here, this point right here is, yes, raw egg, not cooked, okay? Raw egg. Let's say this line right here marks the top of the glass, right? Okay? So you crack the egg into the water. You do not want to look down from the top of the glass in at the egg. Do not do that, okay? You got to look at it from the side. So you're going to stay looking at the side here, and you're looking at the egg. And you're going to read the egg. That's what Seder is. It's a form of being able to get an energy read on a situation by reading eggs, okay? And the way that they form when they're dropped in the salt water. So let's say you notice there's a lot of like strings, kind of like stringy energy. Yes, front on view, exactly. Don't look down at it from the top of the glass. Look from the side of the glass in, okay? That's very important, and it's important for a reason. It's important because of an energy transference that can happen. You don't want to do that, okay? Look from the side of the glass. Let's say you see like little strings rising from the egg, then that means you could have a lot of cords that are like kind of corded into you, okay? Let's say you look in and you see that the egg yolk is surrounded by like all this cloudy energy. Yes, it's a form of scrying. Absolutely. Yes, it's a form of scrying, okay? So let's say you see a lot of cloudy energy around the yolk. That means that the energy is super condensed and it's built up and it's been there for a long time. And this person's probably been directing the energy at you for a long time. I want you to understand when it comes to cases of the evil eye, or what is also known as malokyo, that is not always something that's intentionally done. It's not always a case of somebody purposefully putting something on you. If somebody is constantly fixated on you, and if they're obsessed with you, and they're somehow jealous of you, or they covet something you got, that can be enough to put this kind of pox on you, all right? So sometimes people don't even realize that they're doing it. They don't realize how potent our emotions are. And that when we use our emotions in destructive ways, and when we fixate on somebody, that is a form of spell work. It is a way that you can put something on another person, okay? So if you see that kind of energy there, real cloudy around the yolk, that means that energy, it's been directed at you for a long time. It's really condensed, and it's sort of like it's clogging up your path. Like, in other words, you'll probably notice it's been really difficult for you to think clearly about things, or have clarity about the next step you should take in your life, or you might feel confusion around certain people, or not really have the lay of the land in your own life, not really know what's going on. You might feel out of the loop, or you might just sort of feel cloudy, you know? You could even feel cloudy. You could feel like you got kind of like sort of a, I call it cotton brain, you know, just sort of like you feel dull. You feel dull. You don't feel sharp. You don't feel intellectually sharp and clear and decisive. You know what I'm saying? You could also feel like your health has suffered. You could feel like your energy is really low. You could feel sluggish, all right? You could feel like it's really hard for you to manifest. Like maybe you get an opportunity comes your way, right? And then you start to try to manifest in that direction. Okay, I'm going to take this opportunity. I'm going to move in that direction. And you just feel like one thing after another happens to kind of slow you down, bog you down, and prevent your forward motion, right? That's what that energy could look like, okay? You could see like the yolk is just kind of like all splattered and spread apart. Well, that shows you the effect that is being had on you. It shows that your energy is being kind of weakened overall, okay? Because you're not solid, you know, and intact. It's meant to kind of create this weakness within you. So you got to read the energy. And this is the key here. What one reader sees when they look at an egg yolk in the salt water is going to be different than what another reader sees. And this is why it's very important for you to trust your intuition and what you feel about it and your perceptions, because if that egg drops in there and there's no cloudiness and there's no stringiness and it's just a perfectly well-formed, healthy looking egg, there's no blood in the water, nothing like that, then you know that, okay, energy's good, energy's intact. But if there's any kind of murkiness there or stringiness or weird things attached to the yolk or anything like that, or the yolk just splits apart and is just kind of like all, you know, melted into the water and doesn't have its, you know, its shape, its form intact, then you know that there's some kind of manipulation of energy there, right? You've been reconfirming everything I've thought and known. Okay. Then you know what you know when you know it. You got to trust what you feel, all right? So what you can do in this case, the reason why you do this is not just to read the energy. Part of it is a spiritual cleansing, okay? Because now that you got this energy drawn into the egg and now you're reading it, this energy is no longer in you. You just lifted it from you. It's very simple to lift, okay? It's not hard to lift at all. It's not complicated to do this. It's so easy to do this, all right? So once you got the energy read, let's say it comes up murky. Let's say you read it and you're like, oh, yeah, this is not good. I'm going to tell you a way to really just like, and I love it because King Shit came out. So let's work with that energy, all right? So what you'll do, I like to do it like this. You don't have to do it like this. You could just take the egg in that salt water and you could flush it down the toilet and boom, you're done. You don't need to release it ceremoniously. You don't need to do anything special. That's why I like a lot of like root work, because it's just super simple, clean. It's to the point, you know? It's like work with what you got. Like you don't need to get a bunch of incense going. You don't need to make all these offerings. You don't need to invoke any deity. It's just that simple. Read the energy and flush it down the toilet and it's done. That's it. You lifted it from you, it's gone, okay? I like to get it moving a little faster. This is just me. It's just me. I'm like, I really want this energy to get out of here, but not only do I want it to get out of here, I want it to get out of here with some heat on it. You know what I'm saying? So I like to get chili peppers, and I just like, I just put so many chili peppers on top of it. So I mean, I have to say, if you've been, you know, messing with me in that way, I want you to feel a little bit of the burn. I do. And I don't make any apologies for that, you know, because I don't mess with other people like that. So if you're coming in and you're breaching my boundaries and you're trying to like put some mess on me or cause problems with me, well, I'm going to just like let it go, but I'm going to let it go with some fire behind it, okay? So just, I mean, I put a lot of chili peppers on it. And then I flush it. And it works like a charm. It works like a charm. You'll instantly just feel so clear. Things will move forward easily. It's really easy to do. And if you're somebody who encounters this energy a lot, or if you're somebody who, you know, does a lot of ritual work, or, you know, you do a lot of like psychic work, you know, anything along these lines where maybe you tend to be more open and you tend to pick up energy a little bit easier, you might want to, you know, frequently do this. You might want to do this a couple times a month, you know, just sort of just to keep your energy nice and clear, because you can pick up stuff. It's really easy to pick up stuff. And it's especially easy to pick up stuff online. It's especially easy to pick up stuff on social media, right? Because everything on social media is about, like, you know, who's got, you know, the most followers, and who's got the most attention, and who's got the best profile pic, okay? So a lot of this stuff can be picked up online very easily. All you need is somebody who's like keeping an eye on your profile, looking at your feed like this every day. And, you know, you can pick up some stuff that's not yours to hold, all right? So yeah, so this is all some keys about the energy and some ways to work with it. I do want you all to be aware of it, because it does feel like the energy is a little familiar, and it does feel like it's pesty, and it does feel like it wants to cause you some problems, okay? So this is not a friendly energy. This is an energy that's a little like whipped up. It's a little antagonistic. I feel that that's because this energy is being manipulated by a masculine, and so it's kind of like fuel for the fire. You know what I'm saying? You're most welcome. I'm going to go ahead and just pull out a few more cards on it, just to see if there's any additional information that wants to come through here. If this is somebody that you slept with, this might be the way that they're courted into you, okay? This coming through, especially for the feminine. I can see for the masculine too. It's actually coming out both ways, to be honest with you. You might be courted into each other and not even realize it. No, I mean, that feminine piece is still coming in pretty strongly. Look at this, okay? So we have a uterus with feet here, right? So I don't know, with the feet being here, with the uterus, this gives me this like energy again, you know, like this is a feminine. This is a feminine, but I feel like, look, the feminine is being used as a pawn. So maybe if this person is even tuning into this read, all right, this is like a wake-up call for you. Like, don't let yourself be used in this way. Maybe, you know, it's time for you to stand on your own 2 feet and think for yourself, you know. You might want to consider getting a little rein on this energy, not being ruled by the D so much, all right? You might want to get this a little bit contained, all right? I don't know. You also want to be mindful about this as well. You know, if you are kind of like allowing yourself to just kind of enjoy a lot of casual experiences, all right? There's nothing wrong with that, all right? There's nothing wrong with expressing yourself sexually however feels right for you, your body, your choices. But this is also something to be mindful of, the way that every time when we connect with somebody intimately on that level, there's a direct energetic link. And this could be somebody who does gain access that way, all right? This could be somebody that taps in that way. They tap in sexually, all right? This could be somebody that wants to tap into your sacral chakra, all right? They tap in through sexuality, all right? I'm also getting the piece here, though, that this could be a feminine that's trying to control the masculine, Maybe this feminine wants this masculine to like really be into them, be in love with them, be devoted to them. But this masculine's not in that space. Maybe this masculine likes to play the field, or for whatever reason, this masculine's not just invested in this feminine. So suddenly everybody else that this masculine is connected to becomes the enemy. All right. So there's some kind of control element in here, because you do notice this like mojo bag here, right? And there's all the phalluses in it. And again, look, there could be multiple women involved in this situation because these look like skulls, but they're feminine. You see that there? And there's the eye insignia, looking in, trying to figure out what's going on, okay? There's something to be very mindful here. And again, there's this piece, this person might work with food or tinctures or something you have to ingest in order to kind of like, that's their in. So you might want to be mindful of this. And I'm seeing here, this is very interesting as well. It looks like this almost is making an Ace of Cups. So that's why this person has their eye on you. They feel like there's some new emotional beginning coming your way, some new romantic beginning coming your way, maybe with somebody that they have, you know, their eyes set on, somebody that they want to control. They might have even done some kind of love spell on this individual, this masculine. They may have done some kind of binding work on this masculine because they don't want this person coming towards you, okay? But this person's kind of being used as a pawn, you know? So if this person's watching, wake up, man. Smell the coffee. Like, you're being manipulated. You might think that you got this thing on lock and you're running the show here, but this dude's working you. Have you thought about that? Have you? Does he talk about other women around you? Why is he doing that? He's trying to get to you. You know, did you ever think that maybe you're being used for his ego gratification? Did you think about that? Maybe he gets off on seeing women fight over him. Did you think about that? You might want to think about that. You might think you got the power in this situation, or you got an understanding of things, that you got somebody right where you want them, that you're controlling the narrative, but you don't. You're being worked and you're being disempowered. And maybe it's time you like took a stand for yourself and, you know, started really thinking about things instead of just like going along with status quo, you know, because you want to keep this guy happy, and you think if you know, fall in line, do everything he tells you to do, maybe he's egging you on. Maybe he's encouraging you to indulge in this behavior. Maybe you feel like it's you and him against the world, or some weird distorted crap. I don't know what this is. It reminds me of like Mickey and Mallory. What is this? Natural born killers? I mean, it's got that kind of like really distorted, dysfunctional vibe to it, right? It's like, wake up. I also feel like if you're somebody who Miriam, you and me both. I'm like, you know what I think? I think the past few years and everything that's been going on, and with like all the lockdowns and people having to be like a little bit more isolated, a little more solitary, I think people have like lost it, man. And people have lost it, you know? People have lost it, and they don't know how to relate in healthy ways anymore. There's like so much dysfunction. It has been terrible. Do you notice like this is such a problem now? And you even see it like people talking about what dating life is like now. And there's like, oh my gosh, me, I'm just doing my own thing. Like, I'm in my own lane. I'm focused on myself. I'm focused on what I want to build for myself. I'm not even focused on that stuff, man, you know? But there's a lot of people caught up in this kind of stuff here. It could be helpful, even if you're not active, or even if you're practicing celibacy, or, you know, you're not in the dating scene right now, or you don't got anything going on, but if you feel, you know, this energy like trying to like glom onto you, it might be a good idea to just like kind of do some work around clearing out that sacral chakra, you know? If this is somebody that's connected to you by proxy through a past lover, you know, this can also be a way that you can like break that energetic link, you know? Just do some clearing for the sacral chakra. It can make a big difference to just move out any energy in Svadhisthana. And there's a lot of different ways you can do that as well, you know, but a very simple method is just like tune in to some sound baths. They're all over YouTube. You can very easily access them. You can also do your own journey meditations where you look in at your sacral chakra. You know, you do a little bit of kind of like remote viewing, you could say, you know, and you notice, are there anything, is there anything in there that shouldn't be in there? Do I see any cords in there? And you can do that work on yourself. You know, you can get into that area with a gua sha, you know, and just like energetically cut the cords. You can do extraction work. You know, I've done videos about this. I have a few of them under the medicine bag header for the playlist that you can look at, where I got some sacral chakra meditations and things you can work with. But there's all kinds of means to doing that. You can clear this energy out yourself. It can be very helpful. And that might be very beneficial. I actually have a video that's called, it's a method for clearing out STDs, sexually transmitted demons, you know. It's when you got outside energies that are kind of attached to you, because when we're intimate with people, we're not just like getting connected to their energy. We also can get, you know, connected to energy outside of them, especially if they're like sleeping around. Okay. So this is just something to be aware of. When we go to that place with people, we're in an energetic exchange. And if you're dealing with somebody who's out there like playing the field and they're sleeping around with a lot of people, well, you're not just connecting with their energy. You're connecting with a lot of other people's energy and all those people's energy that they slept with, and on and on and on. So this is how things can get corded into you, and it can get a little messy. And again, this is like, especially if you're very sexually active, if this is something that's just part of your lifestyle, this might be something you want to do. You want to look at just kind of clearing out the energy center. If you're dealing with somebody where maybe they're really heavy pressure on the sex and you just don't feel right about it, maybe you feel like every time you've connected with this person intimately, afterwards you feel really drained, like you get sick, you know, or you're getting injured, or things just start going wrong in your life, or you experience some kind of blockage in your life. You know, this might be how they're tapping into you. Okay, this could be somebody who works with sex magic. All right, so these are all different ways that this could be coming in and having an effect. And again, I feel like this person is a mystery to you. Like they wear a false face, right? They wear a false face. And it's like a labyrinth, you know? It's like a labyrinth with this person. You think you understand this person. You think you know who this person is. You know, this is somebody, whoever you're dealing with, you may know certain aspects of this situation, but there is a certain aspect to this situation that you don't have all the details on. And we know that with the maze face here, okay? Because there is somebody in your environment that's a link to this. And this individual here, they have a very carefully constructed persona. That's what I got. And so it takes a while to figure out this, all right? There's somebody that is connected to this situation, that they're not a noob, okay? There is somebody that's connected to this situation that actually is pretty skilled in the art of manipulation, mental manipulation specifically. And this person really likes to cloak their energy very, very heavily, all right? It's not their first time at the rodeo, but what I will say about this person is this person does work with magic, okay? They do. This person likes to work in the realm of mental manipulation. They specifically like to do workings that kind of get people like going in circles to exhaust their energy. If they can make things complicated for the individual, if they can put lots of blockages on their path, then they can wear this person out. And if they can wear this person out, then their boundaries become permeable, and that's how they cord into them. And once they cord into them and this person's weakened, that's how they take advantage of this individual. So that's sort of the trap that this person set. That's the like spell that they weave. This person comes in also because of the elemental associated with Al. Al's direction is northwest, so we know that this person lives northwest from wherever you are. The other piece with this individual is this individual likes to work with the element of fire a lot, okay? They work with fire a lot in just their alchemy work. They love to work with the element of fire. So this means they could do burns. They might also like to do a lot of candle magic, things along these lines. Fire plays a major role in the kind of magic that they work. Another piece to this is they may have a strong fire sign placement in their chart. Okay? This is something you need to be mindful of with this individual. All of this is just coming in for insight. I'm going to go ahead and pull out my my shadow light playing cards here just to get any other details, because I feel like we kind of have a basis of the situation and what's going on here, but I like to get specific characters and specific details. So before we wrap this up, let's just see, Spirit, give me any further information that people need about this, what's now appears like a group dynamic situation. This is not just one individual. This is a group of people working together. I believe it started out with like one person who kind of like got pushed to the forefront of like, here, go do this. This person was manipulated. This person's being worked by a masculine. It's a feminine, okay? A feminine that was kind of set up as the fall guy. That's what I got. She's being used as a shield. This is a side piece, okay? She was easily manipulated because this individual knows that this feminine is like sprung on her. They know how bad she wants them and how bad she wants all their attention and to be the only one. They view this as their weakness, and it's their end to manipulate her, okay? They got this person so running in circles in their head. They don't know up from down, okay? And this person is desperate at this point. They're desperate to gain control. And anytime you get somebody that's in like a desperate position, that's when things can get messy and there can be a lot of complications and problems. And I have to say, like, I'm concerned for this feminine. Whoever this feminine is, I'm concerned for them because they're actually putting themselves in a really dangerous position. They don't realize the kind of trouble they could get themselves in or the kind of harm it could cause to them to continue on this track. If they were smart, they would disengage from this and they would do what they needed to do to like get themselves reconnected with themselves, you know? Start questioning what they're being pushed to do, especially because I feel like whoever this feminine is, they've already been shown, like this individual's working them. This individual keeps putting them in a position where, you know, they're taking the fall for things, they're getting the backlash for things, and it's sort of like, they're like the puppet. There's somebody else pulling the strings. I got masculine pulling the strings, all right? And it's ironic because this feminine thinks that she's done some kind of workings to get this masculine under control. But what I got is she doesn't have him figured out. He's actually more advanced than her. And when I say that, if we're talking about actually people who are on an occult path, it's like the noob dealing with an adept, all right? The noob thinks that they've done some kind of working to control an adept, and not even close, not even close. In fact, all they're doing is creating more confusion for themselves, all right? If it's a case where magic is not involved in this situation, this is a case of this woman thinks that she has the situation figured out and that she's in control because she's running around controlling the narrative, getting people on her side. But the person who's controlling her is like a master manipulator. And she's being set up. This person is going to take the fault for this. And this master manipulator, it's their agenda to get off scot-free. But I don't feel like that's what's going to happen in this situation. Just with the way that the cards came out, I feel like this masculine is starting to realize that maybe he doesn't have as firm of a grasp on the situation as he thought he did. That maybe he's met his match. Maybe in you, he's met his match, you know? That's quite possible. In some way, I feel like this whole plot, it feels almost like a plot. It feels like it's something that's been very orchestrated, planned, and these people are afraid of exposure, so they're scrambling to get control of the situation. And certainly if we're looking at something that's been happening online, if we're looking at any kind of a gang stalking situation, we are looking at possible legal ramifications as well. And maybe that's why they're trying to clamor for control. That could be part of the scenario as well. All right, so let's see. What do we got coming up here? Yeah, you know, it would be best for them to just move away from this energy with the 6 of Spades in the shadow, all right? What we do know is you're moving away from this energy. This energy is not going to have an effect on you. You're moving away from all of this, okay? You've left all of this behind, but these people are keeping themselves tethered to this energy, and this energy is about to swing back around, and they're going to have to be dealing with it. This could have something to do with a Jack of Clubs, okay? So we know that this is kind of more of a player kind of energy. This is somebody who likes to sleep around. This is somebody who likes to play the field. This is your stereotypical playboy, okay? This is also somebody who's mainly ruled by their passions, okay? So again, it's really mirroring what I brought in this scenario. This could be somebody who has a side piece, you know? They have no interest in being committed to this person. Hey, they're fun. I like to have fun with you. But they kind of get off on the attention. They like the fact that this person is really like hung up on them. It feeds their ego, okay? There's an interesting piece here, though, that somebody is having financial problems in this situation, okay? They may have really gotten worked financially by this feminine, okay? So this could be somebody who, you know, hold on here. What's going on with this? There's some kind of conflict going on in this situation. Ooh, that's really manipulative. That might be what it is. Okay, so we have the Joker coming up in reverse, okay, in the shadow. And there's a monetary piece involved here. I feel like this player energy has suffered some kind of financial loss, all right? They've suffered some kind of financial loss. It could very well be King of Wands, I mean Prince, I mean Knight. It very well could be a King of Wands. It could be an adult, you know, fire sign energy, man, all right, who's acting out of the Knight energy. The Knight, the Jack energy just means this is the action. This is the way they're moving. They're motivated by, you know, they're motivated by their wand. It is a club energy, though. So this could be somebody who's well endowed. Maybe this person has a lot of sexual prowess. Maybe this person has a lot of lovers, you know. This could be somebody who has kind of like a stable, you know. That's how they roll, you know. They like to have a lot of lovers, you know, and maybe they like the attention from this. Maybe they like stirring up drama between all their lovers, too. This person feeds off ambient energy. I believe that the masculine feeds off ambient energy. Whoever the masculine is behind this feminine, they feed off ambient energy. They're like a vampiric energy. They're like a parasitic energy. They like to get power in this way. It's what builds them up. It's what makes them feel like a man. It's what gives them strength. They like to see people fight over them. They like to see this kind of dissension. They like to see this kind of drama. They feed off of it, okay? They also might have a vendetta against this character. I think that we're dealing with a fire sign feminine. Queen of Clubs here, okay? Queen of Clubs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, all right? This could be the side piece. They could have a vendetta against this person, actually. They may feel like this person took them for their money. This could be somebody that they were cheating with. This person could have been stepping out with a Queen of Clubs. Queen of Clubs can sometimes be the other woman, not always. Queen of Clubs is coming out in the light here. So it could be that this Queen of Clubs thought that they were the only one, and then they found out that no, this fire sign energy that they were involved with is seeing other people. This fire sign energy that they were involved with has other options, okay? But they thought they were the only one. There is this piece here. There's a financial piece here coming up in the shadow that maybe this is the design here. Maybe the design here is to take advantage of somebody financially, or to interfere with somebody's business, or to cause some kind of financial loss. There might be some desire to shake somebody's security, okay? We see the Four of Diamonds here coming up in the light. This could be what is the source of conflict, though, okay? There's some security piece here, and there's some kind of blockage that's been created around creating some kind of conflict, compromising situations around somebody that's caused financial loss, all right, and instability. I feel like the aim is to rock somebody's stability. Could be financially, all right? Could be trying to get their hands on somebody's finances. There's some kind of betrayal involved here, and it's really severe with the Five of Spades. This could be this Queen of Clubs, because we saw the feminine energy is trying to control the masculine. The Queen of Clubs could be using her sexuality or sexual favors as a means to work this masculine for their money. Now this masculine, who I believe is more of kind of like a mastermind, they really do know how to kind of like work people. That's what I got. They know how to get in people's heads, and they know how to confuse them. They know how to work them. They know how to manipulate them. Clubs represents fire energy. Clubs represents fire energy. So it'd be fire sign energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Okay. Any strong placement though. Okay. So don't get too hung up about that. It could just be somebody really acting out of their fire that can show you something about their motivation. Anger, okay, a desire for revenge, a desire for power, okay, sexuality, passions, okay. We know the passions are involved in this situation. The passions are being stoked, and the passions are being used as a tool of manipulation in this situation. I'm getting the piece here. I don't want to get off track by getting distracted by the comments, so I'll look at the comments in a moment here. I'm getting the piece here that this feminine, okay, tried to work this masculine for their money. Maybe they thought that they were going to get this masculine in a commitment. They really wanted to get their hands on this person's money, their finances. So in a way, these energies are kind of stabbing each other in the back is what I got. It's mutual betrayal. For some reason, they're fixated on you, okay? They're fixated on you. You play a part in this. I feel more as a bystander kind of energy. In some way, you're being used as a way to maybe incite jealousy, stir up dissension with this Queen of Clubs here, okay? They're pitting this Queen of Clubs against you. This Queen of Clubs is viewing you as the enemy because they feel like this masculine here is their meal ticket. They want their hands on this person's money. This is why they've created the blockage. But there's definitely been a lot of competition stoked in this situation. It's competitive. This masculine likes to pit feminines against each other. That's what I got. It makes him feel more secure in himself. It builds up his ego. But this feminine here plays her own games. They're both manipulators. They're just manipulators in different ways. Okay? The feminine manipulates for security, for financial gain, okay? And uses sexuality to get that. All right? And thought that they were for sure going to get some kind of stability out of this masculine. They wanted them to like put a ring on it, or they expected to get some kind of commitment. This would be the type of feminine that would try to get pregnant to get somebody locked into a commitment with them. All right. But that's not how it went. This masculine has multiple partners, and so they weren't able to get this person dialed in, and now they're viewing you as an enemy. For one reason or another, they feel like you're a wrench in the works, and that's why they're trying to suss out what's going on with you. Or they feel like this masculine wants to head your way now, and so that's stoking the jealousy, all right? Again, it's petty energy. It's all about just gaining power in a situation, having the ego stroked, having this kind of gratification, all right? You should just block this energy. That's it. Don't engage with it. Don't fight with it, okay? Don't go tit for tat with it. Ignore it. Block it with the 9 of clubs, because if you continue to try to engage with this, or if you get into a battle of wills with these people, it's just going to keep this game going. And it's really being emphasized here that you're meant to ward against this energy. So all you need to do is just put up your defenses. That's it. Just put up your energetic boundaries and put up your practical boundaries, right? And you'll be good. So you don't even need to worry about this. Just like I don't need to worry about this, you know? But it's interesting to get the insight about what's going on, you know? Why is somebody trying to tap in? This is why. You know, they're trying to gain the upper hand in a game that you're not even playing. I mean, that's what it is. You know, they're trying to get the upper hand in a game you're not even playing. It's a game they're playing. They're getting caught up in their own game. You know, it's big fuck around, find out energy, but you have nothing to do with this, really. I don't see, you know, I don't see your energy involved in this at all. This is outside energy that's kind of like it tried to play a game and it ended up playing itself, and now they've lost the plot. Like they don't know where, you know, the game ends and where reality, you know, where reality begins. So in a way, old May's face here is, you know, created their own, you know, their own web of confusion. I don't think that this masculine has, you know, things so figured out either. This is what happens when you start, you know, manipulating things. This is what happens when you start, you know, playing games like this. You end up invoking a little bit of that coyote medicine. Coyote medicine is when you're kind of like chasing your own tail. You keep going in circles, you know. I think they wanted you in this position for one reason or another. I keep getting this piece that for some reason this masculine feels rejected by you. Or they feel like you're not giving them the attention they want, or maybe you're reacting in a different way with this person than you used to, or maybe, you know, you've moved on with your life. Maybe you have nothing to do with this individual anymore, okay? And because of that, they have a problem with it. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to use other women, okay, to evoke some kind of response from you, so they can get energetic engagement with you, but you're not connected to this. This has nothing to do with you. Yep. And this has everything to do with this King of Clubs energy. Again, fire sign energy. There's the king you were talking about, okay? Here he is. He's disappointed. He's codependent on your energy. In some way, he's codependent. He relies on you as a fuel source. And that can be even just having your attention, all right? He feels weakened by this. The fact that you're not fixated on this, that you're doing your own thing, all right? Because you moved away from this energy. You recognize it's toxic. This is not healthy, right? 8 of Hearts. You said, hell no. I don't want to be anywhere near any kind of drama, any kind of mess, any kind of games. I think you were privy to this kind of manipulation a long time ago. You don't want any part in it, you know? And this person knows it's like game up, but yet they can't help themselves, you know? they're not used to this. You know, they feel like, wait a minute, what's going on? This always worked before. Maybe there was a time in your life when this did work. Maybe there was a time in your life when you did get sucked into this, you know? Maybe there was a time in your life when this would have distracted you, but that time ain't now, and things are different, things have changed. And so this is why there's this situation, and I think that this realization is dawning on these people. Look at this right here, 10 of spades in the shadow. They realize this is done. Put a fork in it, it's done. You know, what used to work in the past doesn't work anymore. There is no more in. And in some way, the masculine in this situation could also be an earth sign energy, could have a strong earth sign placement. This person could have strong fire earth in their chart, okay? Masculine or feminine, okay? Because just because it comes out as a king doesn't mean it couldn't be a feminine. You know, it could be a feminine acting more aggressively, all right? So we have to remember this when we're looking at readings, you know? It depends. You'll know who these characters are in your specific situation. But here we got the King of Pentacles energy, basically diamonds, pentacles. It's the same kind of energy, you know, in the shadow. All right, so this could be earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, again, coming up. This person could really be wanting to get their mitts on some money. Okay, so I don't know if you've had some kind of financial upgrade. I don't know if you've had a situation where maybe you're developing something where you're going to have an up-leveling financially. Maybe this person thought that they could kind of just like swoop in and take a piece of that pie in some way, take advantage of that situation. There's definitely a monetary piece here. It's the motivation. Somebody feels like something should be theirs, and there's finances involved in the picture. There could be theft involved in the picture. And maybe because they don't have access, they want to create loss for you. That's possible. I also feel like, you know, this person is getting worked for their finances, or they did get worked for their finances by this Queen of Clubs energy, and now they might be trying to set up this Queen of Clubs. You know what it's got? It's got vibes of like people who used to be on the same team working together, now working against each other, but still kind of like trying to pull off like they're still on each other's side. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to make it out like they're still good with each other, but they're actually not. They're trying to throw each other under the bus. And there could have been something that happened with the finances that was shady, or could have a legal aspect to it. And so now they're trying to pin it on each other. They're working at odds against each other. This is big, like factions falling apart. There was an inheritance from his father that passed Eric. All right. Well, there you go. I could see that. I could see that. That definitely could play a role. It could be somebody trying to like get their hands on somebody's inheritance, for sure. For sure. It could also be somebody using money in a way to kind of hold power over somebody. Okay. That can factor in as well. It can play out many different ways. It depends on the individual and the situation. It's going to be different for everybody. Any further information about this King of Clubs? Let's check out these two characters. We got a Queen of Clubs, we got a King of Clubs. I want a little more details on each. They're both coming up in the light, okay? Now, I don't know if that's because now the lights are coming on in the room and they're starting to get the memo. I do believe this is a couple, okay? These are two people that have been working together, all right? These are two people that have been working together. When we're looking at the signs, and I'm bringing the signs in, the signs can be any strong placement in the chart, okay? So that really opens up the playing field. Not only that, you have to remember, it could be that these people are just acting out of their fire. These are ambitious people. These are charismatic people. These are people that got a certain drive. They got a certain aim. These are sexual people, okay? These are people that they're not timid. These aren't wallflowers, all right? When we're looking at this piece here, This could be a King of Diamonds energy, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, who's been trying to come in between two people who are supposed to be together as well. All right? Curveball. Either way, there's a feminine that's being used in this situation as a pawn. That's being used as a pawn. All right? I can see this too. This could be a masculine trying to come in between a couple that are meant to be together and creating confusion and division by, you know, going in between the two and creating dissension between them as well. All right. So that's something that needs to be mindful of. All right. Yep. Yep. I can see that with the bottom of the deck energy here. Yep. Because this person here, this masculine, had their eyes on some finances that they thought this meal ticket should be theirs, or they thought this new beginning should be theirs. You know, they saw their way forward. They saw their way in. They also may have their eyes on this queen, and they may want to be with this queen. They may want this queen for themselves, but they see that this queen is committed in another direction. All right. Her new beginning is in another direction, and this is a loss. This is a blow to the ego for this masculine. That's another way it could be playing out. I got to bring in multiple scenarios, okay? Multiple scenarios. And here we got the King of Clubs in the shadow, all right? So I feel like this is interesting. I feel like this is more the case now that this came in. This is a case where there are two independent energies here. These are two independent people. These people are single. These people are single. They're free to mingle, okay? These people are able to unite with each other. This is a couple energy. This couple is supposed to come together. There is a masculine that is working against this couple, trying to create division between them. This masculine here, this King of Diamonds, is friends, or used to be friends, with this King of Clubs. This masculine, King of Diamonds, knows that this King of Clubs has their eye on the same person that they do and wants to be with them. Now these two former friends are at odds with each other, okay? This is big, like soap opera energy, and it's messy. It's because there's multiple people involved, and two of these kings want the same queen. She's an independent energy. She's in the light. And there is some energy here. There is a feminine that's like a side piece that's being used. She's being used in this situation. I feel for like intel, get information, get an in, all right? But all of this is backfiring. Because maybe this also was a helpful friend, okay? Maybe this was a helpful friend that was supposed to help out in this situation or get some kind of information. Along the way, this feminine friend here caught feels for this King of Clubs and wants to be with this King of Clubs and knows that this King of Clubs is heading towards this Queen of Clubs here and doesn't want that to happen, is trying to control the masculine, all right? Yeah. Yep. And somewhere along the way, you know, there's some kind of independent financial wealth that is connected to this situation that somebody's trying to seize and get their hands on with the 9 of Diamonds here. And I believe that's the energy that is the side piece. The side piece saw themselves in this position of gaining a certain kind of clout, gaining a certain station in life, gaining commitment, you know, and it's not working out like that. It's not shaking out like that. This person did some kind of control work, some type of love spell I got on the masculine, and it's backfiring. This person's being used. They're just a pawn in this game, and it's a shame because this can really cause damage to an individual. I feel like this person, this side piece, is in over their head, you know. A definite third-party situation here, all right? And in the mix is something that's meant to come together, but it keeps getting thrown in reverse by this blocking energy. There's multiple people involved in this situation. Tell me about this Queen of Clubs. I want to know about this Queen of Clubs. What is the Queen of Clubs role in this situation? Let's just really suss it out. What is the Queen of Clubs role in this situation? 10 of Diamonds. Somebody who's supposed to be building with this person. Somebody who's supposed to be in a committed relationship with this person. Okay? Somebody's trying to disrupt this for this Queen of Clubs. They know that this individual, this King of Clubs, wants to make a commitment to this person, wants to build with them, wants to have a future with them, wants to commit. Okay? And they have a problem with this, and they're trying to break it up. There's two people trying to break up this situation that are kind of like the crux of the matter, and they're starting to pull in their friends, okay, to help them in this effort. This is why it's becoming really messy. It's starting to become almost like a gang stalking situation or a community situation, because these people that are trying to interfere are now trying to pull their friends in on it. You know, it's becoming very messy. So this King of Diamonds is somebody that you have connection with in some way, shape, or form. You either were with this person in the past, or this person expressed interest in you in the past. You were not interested. You turned this person down. You've been doing your own thing, it looks like. It looks like you've been more independently focused. It also looks like maybe you've been building something for yourself, and maybe you've had some recent like success or some opportunities come your way, or some kind of attention that's really getting to this this side piece, okay? And that's why they've been keeping an eye on you. I also feel like they got somebody talking in their ears. I do believe that it's this I believe it's this King of Clubs. This King of Clubs is not entirely innocent, okay? This King of Clubs actually has this like, you know, he likes to get people kind of like fighting over him. He does. That's what I got, okay? So this King of Clubs here at one point was involved, obviously, with this side piece, but now has their attention focused in your direction. This King of Diamonds who got turned down doesn't like that. Now they're against each other in this situation, okay? These two people are supposed to be together. There's been some kind of division created in this situation. There's been some kind of problem, some kind of separation caused in this situation by options in the mix. Too many people, too many options, glamour casted in a situation caused loss. And the goal is to stunt some kind of growth that's supposed to happen. And disappointment. Tell me more about this Queen of Clubs. This Queen of Clubs could have been involved with this person before. Maybe they used to be married, or maybe they were in a live-in relationship with each other. Maybe they've since separated. Maybe they view you as the problem. Maybe they view you, and when I'm saying you, I'm speaking you in generally, not necessarily just you, Miriam, okay? Because there's a lot of different people who will tap in for this reading. Let me get clear about that. Did this King of Clubs and this Queen of Clubs used to be in a committed relationship? Did they used to live together, and are they now separated? This can give a little bit more clarity in this situation. Is this an ex? Okay, crossing energy. Yes. 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 Because this man's heart is actually invested in another direction, okay? So this King of Clubs and this Queen of Clubs used to be in a relationship with each other. They were either married with each other or they lived with each other. They were building together at one point, but then their 10 of Diamonds got thrown into the shadow. In other words, division came between them. They separated. So this could be his ex. This could be his ex. Now this King of Clubs, okay, wants to head in a new direction. They have their heart set in a new direction. Their heart belongs to someone else. This King of Clubs, in the meantime, in separating from this Queen of Clubs, ended up having other lovers, okay? It could have been that they had somebody on the side all along. Maybe that's what broke up their marriage. Maybe this King of Clubs started sleeping around. I don't know, okay? She's an ex, okay? She's an ex. She's in the light. She's in the light, all right? This is somebody who used to be with this King of Clubs. I believe the King of Clubs slept around on her. That's what broke up their union. They used to either live together or they used to be married. This was not just like a casual relationship. They were committed to each other. But this Queen of Clubs now sees you as part of the problem, okay? Maybe because this person has affection towards you, or they're paying attention to you, or in some way, shape, or form, she feels like you might have something to do with the ending of their connection. Somewhere in this picture, there's a side piece, okay? There's a side piece who wanted to use this King of Clubs, okay, for a come up. They wanted to have a commitment with this King of Clubs. They didn't understand their role. They didn't understand their place. They thought that there was more of an affinity between them. I don't know. Maybe this King of Clubs is really good with pillow talk. Maybe he makes a lot of promises that he never delivers. But this side piece thought that maybe she was going to have some kind of future with this King of Clubs. It didn't shake out that way, okay? And also, yes, she probably wanted stability. She probably wanted security. She probably used in that regard, all right? So again, player got played on both sides of that, okay? I do feel like the side piece that broke up this union, what used to be a committed relationship, did have designs on money, did have designs on some kind of clout, wanted some kind of position, thought that they were going to be able to work this individual. It didn't work out that way. When they saw it wasn't working, they probably did some kind of spell work. They might have done some kind of sex magic. They tried to like get this situation under control. It didn't work. Now this person, okay, this King of Clubs, whoever this King of Clubs is still, you know, looking in your direction, right? There's a heart piece here. This person has emotions involved. This King of Clubs friend or somebody connected to them at one point was interested in the same person that this King of Clubs is now interested in. This is putting these two people at odds. So you got two masculines facing off with each other because they both want the same person, or they're both focused on the same person. You have a Queen of Clubs who used to be with the King of Clubs that no longer is because their relationship was disrupted by the King of Clubs fooling around, sleeping with other people, having side pieces, brought an ending to the relationship. And so this is the foundation of the matter. This is what's causing the separation in this situation. This is all them fighting with each other. It's all their mess because she saw him living a better life. There you go. It's envy. This is the basis of it. I don't really think there's anything else to look into in this situation. It appears pretty clear. It's a lot of drama. It's a lot of mess. It's a lot of immaturity. It's a lot of manipulation. It's what happens when, you know, too many people get involved with one another, okay? Things get messy. They get confusing. They get convoluted. I'm going to just do a cut of the deck energy on this. Is there anything that you know, people who are receiving this reading need to know, aside from just grounding out, protecting their energy, anything that they should be aware of, privy to? You're good. You're golden, okay? Whatever's going on here doesn't have anything to do with you. Queen of Diamonds energy, again, ground out, okay? Continue to stay in your place of your self-worth, your self-value, all right? That looks very good. And do be aware of anything that does come at you. You know, you might want to question it. If you have somebody suddenly reach out to you, particularly if they're wanting to like come on really hot and heavy with the Ace of Clubs, if they're bringing a lot of sexual energy your way, sending you a sext in the middle of the night, you know, one of those, what you doing, you know, kind of text, or, you know, you have somebody coming at you really passionately and you have questions about that, do question it, okay? Because with the Seven of Spades here, this person has a motive, you know, and you do want to be aware. They're presenting like it's about love and romance and, you know, the whole enchilada, that 10 of hearts. But this person's a player, okay? They are. This person's a player. And it may be because they see that you've built something for yourself, or you're in a really good position in your life, or maybe you're in a commitment now. You could be in a new commitment. There could be any kind of stability you've established for yourself. But this person wants to try to disrupt this, okay? So this is what you should be on the lookout for in your day-to-day life, okay? I'm not talking energetically, all right? You've definitely had some kind of growth. And there's some kind of like something you're building in your life, and you're getting momentum with this thing. And this person wants to bring a disruption to it, an end to it. And why? Because they feel like you should be with them. You should be with them. And maybe you've separated from this person. Maybe this is somebody from your past, you know, somebody you used to be involved with. There could potentially be like a reconciliatory energy here for some people, where there's somebody that you're meant to reconcile with, or there's somebody you're meant to heal with in relationship. Or maybe somebody did try to come between you and your person, you know, cause problems for you and your person, because they feel like, you know, they should be that person, you know. But there's clearly the piece here that you're advised not to jump into anything recklessly, okay? Especially with the Jack of Spades energy here coming up in the light. Don't make any impulsive decisions. I do feel like you're going to have somebody communicate something to you. Some kind of communication is coming in, and somebody might express some feelings to you. There might be a lot of passion involved. Don't jump into anything, even if you feel drawn in that direction, okay? Nothing should be moved forward with hastily, and do listen to your intuition, because there is an element in play here of somebody trying to work a situation to their advantage, right? And so you just want to be on guard with that, because this person wants some kind of victory, and it's a victory that's at your expense, all right? So don't get taken for a ride here. Don't get taken for a ride here. And you've danced with this devil before with the Six of Hearts. This is somebody that there's a past connection here. This may even be somebody that you view as a soulmate, or you might have some nostalgia around them. You might be kind of more prone to sort of like let down your guard around this person, okay? With the Nine of Clubs coming up in reverse in the light. But, yeah, there's elements here that you're not fully aware of. You don't have the full picture, right? So just be careful. And a lot of this is going down on social media. And this person is trying to get some kind of come up here with the Ace of Diamonds coming up in the shadow. Protect what you built for yourself, even if it's just building yourself back up to a real place of strength in your life, where you feel like you're really good about yourself, you know? And you're building things for yourself, and you got a momentum going on in your life. Really question, you know, any advancements at this time. I would say don't sleep with anybody, especially somebody that you've tangled with in the past that, you know, all of a sudden is coming towards you real hot and heavy, making a lot of promises. Let things play out, because there's a lot of different people involved in this situation, and they got a lot of people watching you right now, and they're paying attention to your moves, and it's because they're hoping to get the upper hand, all right? So that's the scoop. That's what's up with this energy. It's just a bunch of drama. Don't engage. Keep unplugged from this. Put down your boundaries. Get grounded out, and you'll be all good. And that's pretty much what I got for you as a portal report with this situation as far as who is kind of like trying to tap in. Looks like you got some clarity. Looks like you got some confirmation. Ah, a year to remember. Yeah, you know, the energy is just interesting right now. I don't think it's a good time. It's not a good time at this point to like start anything new, really. There's just a lot up in the air. And again, when we got Mercury square Pluto, we know there's a lot of shadow elements in the mix. So give a chance for things to pan out. Don't make any rash decisions at this time. And just know that, you know, this energy is on its way out, okay? And where energy has been thrown around, it's in process of like going back from whence it came. That's just a natural result. There's no need to take any other action other than just like making sure you're having really good boundaries and don't take on stuff that's not yours. And that's what I got for you. Thanks for dropping in and have a good night. Stay alert out there, right? Don't get suckered in by any ruses.